Simplify your life. Today I want to share with you some of the #1 tips that I have and I have used in my own life to simplify my life. My name is Kaisa Koskinen. I'm a spiritual coach and I'm on a mission to have 1 million people have inner peace, or the sense of having inner peace, by the end of 2020. So I'm so excited that you're watching today, because this is one of the ways you are able to start going towards that inner peace of yours. Alright, so how to simplify your life. Tip #1 is that all the stuff you have in your house, are they really necessary? I want to tell you a story about this. I actually got rid of 50% of the stuff that I own. How did I do it? I was in a grocery store and I bumped into this book of Marie Kondo. And she's this lady who has she has sold millions of books about this, and she's teaching people how to pick the stuff how to declutter first of all, and how to pick stuff that you actually want to keep in your home. And there were like two things that really resonated with me in that book, and I don't mean like, I don't get any I'm not an affiliate of her, I don't get any money by recommending her book, but I think like if there's something that resonates with you, you should really go and get that book, because it resonated. Like, I wanted to tell you why it resonated with me was that there was two reasons. First of all the belongings that you have, all the stuff that you have, energetically, they want to serve you. That's why you bought them from the store and brought them to your home, and maybe at some point you use them, or maybe at some point you never use them. So there's a lot of stuff laying around that we really don't need anymore. And that's an easy place to start. Okay, do I need this or do I not need this? But Marie Kondo takes this even further. And how I went through every single one of the pieces in my home was that I took every single thing, I took it in my hands and I asked myself that, is this something that brings me joy? And if I noticed in my heart that I didn't get excited, I didn't feel any joy by holding that thing, whatever it is, it can be kitchenware, it can be clothes, it can be shoes, it can be stuff from your bathroom, and kind of like didn't get that sense that this is really like, this is something I'm going to be using like tomorrow or anytime soon. And also, like, how did it make me feel? And she teaches in her book, like, you should do this in a specific order, so it's not like just random, because there's different things that have different kind of emotional attachment. Like all these different things that we have in our homes, we have a different kind of emotional attachment to them. So don't start with your photos, you have, or the gifts that you have received, because those are like the hardest one to get rid of if you notice that they don't bring you joy anymore. But what I ended up noticing is that, I had so much stuff, they didn't bring me joy. They hadn't probably bring me joy in a long time. And I gave most of the stuff I gave to charity, and some of the more expensive pieces I sold on internet. And then also, like, obviously there's clothing and just things that are not in the best possible shape anymore to sell. So those things I took to these places, this collection, whatever you call them, where you can take your clothes and some of the stuff that can be recycled from there. So that's my #1 tip. And why I'm telling you this, why does this have something to do with simplifying your life, is that what I noticed afterwards, getting rid of 50% of my belongings gave me so much space. And I don't just mean space in my home, I mean space in me. Because what I noticed when I started that process, I suddenly, like, after reading that book, going to that grocery store, going home, reading the whole book at once, I like, something happened. Like, suddenly I felt all the burden on my shoulders about all the stuff that I have. And I was just like so ready to get rid of them. And obviously, maybe you are not at this point. Maybe this is like a seed to, let that grow in you, and maybe that day will come that you are able to get rid of a lot of stuff. But you can just start with little things and just like maybe do a bigger cleaning later. But check from the book, because I'm not sharing all the stuff, because there's no, like, I don't want to Like if you're interested, then get the book so you can get the insights from there and get her order and everything from there. And this thing just changed my life in so many ways, because I started to have like more breathing space in my home. I lost that weight from my shoulders for owning so many things that I really don't need. So there was a lot of positive things, and obviously, you know, for everyone it's different, but I will guarantee you, because most of my friends have done this too by now, so because I did this like 6 months ago. So I have noticed from my friends, like the feedback they have also given, that it is a pretty bulletproof thing. You know, you will definitely start feeling better. All right, number two, my number two tip for simplifying your life is that how full is your calendar? I will ask you that. Do you feel like your calendar is just full all kinds of events and parties and whatever is in there, that you have booked yourself completely full? And that can bring a lot of anxiety. At least at some point in my life, I was actually excited to fill my calendar, but then, thank goodness, I woke up out from that and realized that, okay, most of this stuff on my calendar is not even something that I want to go into. And that's a really good question for you. When you go through your calendar, like how many of the events are you actually looking forward to? Like you are excited to go into those events. And how much there is just that, you know, it's a habit, it's a, you know, you think that someone might feel bad if you don't go. In those situations, like what I ask from myself is that, what is more important to me? Is it that, you know, somebody gets upset maybe for 5 minutes? Or is it that I actually prioritize myself and make time for me? And, you know, after practicing it for a while, over the years, it has come so clear to me that I don't attend any of the events that I don't really feel excited about to go. All right, let's go to tip number 3. And that is something to do with the calendar as well. I have been picking 3 things daily that I want to accomplish that day. And it has been super effective. I actually use paper calendar, and I don't know, are you against them, are you for them, I don't care. In that sense, that this, if you want to go with this one, you need to have a paper calendar. So every night, the night before, or every morning, I do this every morning before I start my day, I list 3 things that are most important on that day. And I will make sure that those are the things that I actually will accomplish that day. So by the end of the day, when I go to bed, I know I at least got something done. Or that I didn't postpone stuff. Because it's really easy that we have these things that we are supposed to do, whatever they are, that actually we find ourselves 2 weeks later still not finished those things that we, you know, have been in our mind for all that time. So actually putting those things into the paper calendar and writing them down, those 3 things, it's gonna, you know, give you space in your head as well. It's gonna simplify your life in a way that you know that you will get things done, you will feel like productive every day, and then you don't have to carry them in your head. So you get like, you can release that energy to other things, if you get what I mean. And also, it's a really important way for you to see how far you come, because, you know, many times, for example, me as an entrepreneur, I might feel that, you know, I haven't, for example, done much in a late 5 days or something, and then I might feel bad about it for a little while. But when I have that calendar and I see all those things that I have done, even within a week, then I can, you know, I have actually evidence that, you know, you have actually done so many things. But like, this is a way to get your life so much more effective as well. But only way to figure out is to try it yourself. This is just my tip and my experience. All right, number 4 is that I wish you could start simplify your thinking. And what I mean by this is that our mind is so full of things, and we go through all these things in our heads all day long, that we're kind of like trying to seek answer to. Like, we think that, how is that thing gonna go, how is that thing gonna go, and we usually like tend to have like specific issue in a specific times. Like, you might not have like 10 things on your plate, maybe you do, but like usually it's like something that, okay, I really want to solve this thing. And the question that you could, like, how could you simplify your thinking, is that you can ask yourself that, this thing I'm thinking about, do I have an answer for it? Like, do I know what should I do with it? And if the answer is yes, then you know you should just start doing it, right? You should just like find that motivation to actually get it going. It's simple as that. But if the answer is no, that no, I don't have an answer, then by going through that in your mind all day long, it's not really gonna bring you answers. Because in my experience, only way to actually get answers to these bigger things in life is that we relax and we take a little space from that thing. Because like, when I try to figure out something and I'm just like pushing it, that has never given me any answers. Never. And if something comes up, it's not usually the best thing. So what I have learned to do is that I give space to that thing. I'm like, okay, do I have an answer? No, I don't have an answer. I don't know exactly what to do. And then I'm just like, okay, maybe I'm not supposed to have the answer right now at this time, but I have faith that the answer will come. And I promise you, if you are able to ask questions in your mind, you will get answers sooner or later. And also another aspect to this simplify your thinking is that in our mind we tend to kind of like fast pace in the future a lot, like, or in the past. Like, we think about the things that has happened to us in the past, but to be honest, we can't really do anything about those things anymore. So only thing we can change about the past events is that how we see them, how we pursue them, how we feel about them. And another thing about the future stuff is that none of us are like fortune tellers. We are not able to tell exactly what's gonna happen. Maybe you have some kind of sense that how things are gonna go, but it's kind of like waste of think energy. At least that's how I feel in me, that, you know, it's like I'm wasting my precious time and energy for thinking about like different variations, what can happen. And it's a really good question to ask yourself, like, do I have solutions? And if not, then I kind of just like let it go and release the thing and just have faith that the answer will come when it's time for it. So maybe you want to try that out. All right, tip number 5 is that start bringing your awareness into now. And what I mean by this is that we tend to keep our thinking always, just like I said in the last tip, that our thinking tends to be always in the past or in the future. But we are living now. Life is now. Everything is happening now. And we miss so many things by living in our mind somewhere else than here now. And one way to simplify, this is kind of like tip 4 and 5 are a little similar or the same area, that you can ask yourself that when you notice that you are just like so caught up in a thinking carousel, you know, that carousel that just goes around, that where is my thinking now? Where is it? Is it in the future? Is it in the past? Or is it in the present? And once you start answering to yourself that your thinking is in the present, you can always be like, yeah, you know, then you have taught your mind to live in the now more and more. So that's my tip number 5, and also related to these mind things, because I know I've been through all that. Like, I've been through all these like mind games and all these tricks that my mind has played on me, and it has its own purpose. Like, I think it's mind is a positive thing. I'm not one of those people who think ego's bad and thinking's bad. It's not. It's serving its purpose. But like we do want like to get into that space of inner peace. One of the things that needs to be kind of like handled is that we need to take the driver's seat of our thinking. And because of that, and because I know how important it is to bring the awareness and the thinking into the now, to the present moment, I have created a tool to help you with that. There's a meditation library that I created called Mindlessness. And if you get this, I will like, do you get the word mindlessness? I thought it was it's my like another aspect, another perspective of that mindfulness thing. It's still, mindfulness is meditation, but and so is this. But it's just like, I never understood why it's called mindfulness. Like, who would want their mind to be full? I don't want my mind to feel full. I want my mind to be empty. So that's why I named this meditation library Mindlessness. But anyway, there's different kinds of meditations for all kinds of situations: morning, evening, empowerment. There's angel meditations, there's nature meditations, there's stress relief meditations. So whatever you can, like, all these things, and all for all kinds of situations, I have created this meditation library for you to use. So you can go and check it out on my webpage, kaisawkoskinen.com, and tune into those meditations. All right, let's simplify our life and continue our journey to the towards inner peace. Have a beautiful day.